Hi, I'm Maggie Weldon from maggiescrochet.com, and I'm here today to introduce you to a new series of stitch videos that we're going to do, and to Christina,
hey guys,
who is an avid crocheter, knitter, and she's done a lot of different needlecrafts.
I love experimenting. I mean, gosh, I've probably crocheted since I was probably about 8 or 9 years old. I think my grandmother taught me how. So yeah, I mean, I love pretty much any sort of crafting, and I'm always looking forward to learning something new.
So I'm enlisting Christina's help and to get a lot of instructional videos out on YouTube. And if you are looking for any type of help on different stitches, just let us know in the comments. And the different stitches that we're going to show you are like the ripple stitch, and that comes in several variations. There's ripple stitches with single crochets, with waves, and with double crochets stitches. There's all kinds of variations. Some have lace worked into them. And then there's the popular basket weave stitch, and that comes in several different variations. And then there's just regular like V-stitch or a netting stitch or a little seed stitch, which is like a single crochet chain one, and then you go back and single crochet in the chain one space. And then there's the more complicated stitches like the Solomon's knot it's called, or lover's knot this one's called. And what else is there?
Oh gosh. Cluster stitches, wave stitches, shell stitches.
And there's like broomstick lace. And hairpin lace. There's all kinds of stuff. So maybe we'll split those up too. We'll do the different ones that require like the stuff to go along with them, right, like the hairpin lace loom or whatever, you know. So maybe. So anyway, I want you to subscribe to the channel, and you want to make sure that you don't miss any of these great stitches that we're going to show you. And I look forward to Christina helping us.
I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's gonna be
I've already seen her crocheting, and that's Maggie approved. So thank you for joining us, and be sure to subscribe to the channel.
Hey everybody, it's Christina from Maggie's Crochet, and today I'm going to teach you how to do the Mosaic Plaid ripple stitch. As you can see here, use a couple different colors of yarn. You definitely need at least two, and here we've got stripes, so we've got 4 different colors of yarn in this sample. But you could just do it with 2 if you wanted. You'd have kind of your stripe color and then your detail color. This is a slightly harder pattern than a lot of the ones we put here on YouTube. I'd say this is more like an intermediate skill. It involves a lot of long double crochets, and sometimes you have to use those long doubles to decrease. So it's going to be a little bit tricky if you're still pretty new to crochet. So maybe, you know, save this one for later. That being said, it's a really fun pattern. I love the way this turns out. I love all these zigzags through it. I think it's a great looking pattern. So to start, you'll grab your yarn, and you start with, if you're doing the stripes, you're going to start with the white, the color that goes all the way throughout. If you're only using 2 colors, it doesn't matter as much which one you start with. But if you're going to use multiple colors, you're going to start with the one that stays consistent throughout the whole piece. And you'll chain a multiple of 12 plus 2. So this is 26 chains. 24 is a multiple of 12, and then plus 2. So for row 1, we're going to first do a single crochet decrease in the 2nd and 3rd chains from the hook. So I'll take my hook, insert into the 2nd chain, grab a loop, pull it through, then insert my hook into the 3rd chain, grab a loop, pull it through. I have 3 loops on my hook at this point. I'm going to yarn over and pull through all 3. Then in the next 4 chain stitches, I'm going to just do 1 single crochet per stitch. 1, 2, 3, and 4. In the next chain stitch, I'm going to do 3 single crochets all in the same stitch. So there's 1. I'm going to go into that same stitch and work 2 more, just like that. In the next 4 stitches, again 1 per stitch. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then I'm going to do another single crochet decrease. Now this one, since it doesn't specify which stitches I'm going to work into, I'm going to look back up to the top of the pattern at my special stitches, and it says it's worked over 3 stitches. So what you're going to do is take your hook, go into the first one, grab a loop, pull it through. We're going to skip the next one completely, go into the next one, so the third one, insert hook, grab a loop, pull it through, 3 loops on my hook, yarn over, and pull through all 3. So unless the pattern specifies otherwise, that's how you're going to work a single crochet decrease. And then after that, you'll just repeat again. So single crochet in each of the next 4 stitches, 3 in the next stitch, single crochet in each of the next 4 stitches, and then when you get to the end of the row, you should have 2 chains left, and you'll work a single crochet decrease across those 2. So you'll insert into this one, pull up a loop, insert into that one, pull up a loop, you'll have 3 loops, and then just pull through all 3. So I'm going to finish row 1 here. Row 2 and all the even rows are very easy. You're just going to single crochet in each stitch across. Excuse me. So I'm going to finish row 1, I'm going to do row 2, which is just single crochet all the way across. When I get to the end of row 2, I'm going to change colors, but I'm not going to cut my white because I'll come back to this color. So I'll come back right at the end of row 2, show you how to change colors, and then we'll move on to row 3. So here I am, nearly at the end of round 2. I've got 1 stitch left, and you can tell, you'll be able to see after row 1 how the zigzag starts to take shape, and that's because of your decreases and your increases. That's what gives it that zigzag. So I want to change color. I'm not going to get rid of the white. I'm going to leave it hanging off my work. We'll come back to it later, but I want to add on a new color. So to do that, I'm going to take my hook, go into the stitch, grab a loop, pull it through. So it looks like a single crochet, but I'm going to stop right here on the very last step. This is where I'm going to add in my new color. I've got a nice light blue that I'll be using. I'm going to slide that on my hook there, and then pull that through those 2 loops to finish the single crochet. And you may need to tighten up your yarn a little bit and get it nice and snug. That way my color is changed really nicely, and it won't be very noticeable. So to start row 3, we will chain 1 and turn. And the very first stitch there, you'll see an abbreviation, and it's the edge long double crochet decrease, and this is written out again at the top of your pattern. So you'll start by and it tells you in the pattern in row 3, it says edge long double crochet decrease beginning in the 2nd foundation chain. So then when you look at the special stitch, it says yarn over, insert hook from front to back and stitch indicated. So that's the 2nd foundation chain. So as we look here, there's the first one. Here's the 2nd one. It's kind of underneath the 2nd double crochet, or 2nd single crochet here. So I've yarned over, I'm going to insert my hook into that stitch. I'm going to draw up a loop and pull it through, and then I want to kind of pull it up, pull my hook up, pull my yarn up to the level of the current row. I don't want to squish my row together. So pull it up, give it lots of room, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Then we're going to do another one. We're going to yarn over, insert into the next starting chain underneath the single crochet here. So this is the row that we're normally working into. You normally go into the top right like that. We're going below this row and below the first row right into there. Again, pull it up even with the current row. You should have 4 loops on your hook at this point. Yarn over and pull through 2 of them, and then yarn over and pull through all 3. Next, you'll single crochet in the next 2 stitches on the current row. just like that. And then do a long double crochet in the third foundation chain from the previous long double crochet. So there's the previous one. So we're going to skip 1, 2, there's the third one. So I'm going to yarn over, go down into that foundation chain underneath both rows of stitches, grab a loop, pull it through, pull it up to the height of my current row, yarn over and pull through 2 loops, and then yarn over and pull through 2 loops. So what these long double crochets do is they create this nice spike of color down into the previous rows, and adds a spike of color down there as well. So there's our first one. We're going to do another long double crochet in the next foundation chain, and this should be the chain where you worked 3 single crochets. It's kind of the top of the ripple. So again, I'm going to yarn over, go into that stitch, grab a loop, pull it through, pull it up to the height of the current row, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. Then you're going to do 3 single crochets in the next stitch, and again, this should be the stitch that's the middle of those 3 single crochets, right at the top of the ridge here. 2 and 3. You're going to do another long double crochet into the same stitch as the last one. We've got a nice big hole here, might as well put something in it. So yarn over, go down in that stitch, draw up a loop, pull it up to the height of the current row, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, then do another long double crochet in the next one. So we're just kind of making our work symmetrical at this point. We worked up this side of the ripple, now we're working down the other side. You'll then single crochet in the next 2 stitches. Again, you don't work the ones that your doubles are kind of over. So here's my next one. Should be nice and open and easy to get to. After those 2 single crochet stitches, then you're going to do a long double crochet decrease. Again, the specific instructions for this are listed up at the top of the pattern. But you'll see it tells you which stitch to start. It says beginning in the 3rd foundation chain from the previous long double crochet. So there's the previous one. If you count 1, 2, 3, there's our 3rd one. So you'll start by yarning over, insert down into that stitch, grab a loop, pull it up to the height of the current row, yarn over and pull through 2, but then stop there. Then we're going to yarn over and insert hook into the 4th stitch from the first one indicated. Now remember, when we did this decrease here, we skipped 1 in the middle. So this is actually 1, 2, 3 stitches. So this one right here on the other side is the 4th. So we're just going right on the other side of that dip there. So yarn over, go into that stitch, grab a loop, pull it up, yarn over, pull through 2. You've got 3 loops on your hook at this point. Yarn over and pull through all 3, and that is your long double crochet decrease. And then you'll just repeat from the little asterisks there up across. So then you'll single crochet in the next 2 stitches. And then we're coming to the top of the point again. So we'll do the same long double crochets we did over here. 3 in the top, and then 2 on this side. And then when we reach the end here, there's an edge long double crochet decrease, which is the same thing we did here at the very beginning of the row. So that'll finish off row 3. Row 4, that's an even row, so all we're going to do is chain 1, turn, and single crochet in every single stitch across. So I'm going to do that. I'll come back and show you row 5. Row 5 uses the same stitches and techniques of row 3 here. It's just they're just in a little bit different places. It's a little bit offset. So I'm going to finish row 3. I'm going to do row 4, which is just single crochets. I'll come back and show you row 5 just to give you a little more practice looking at these long double crochets, and especially the increases and decreases. So I finished row 4. I've switched back to my white on my hook. You can really see now how those long double crochets spike down into the previous row. So to begin row 5, we're going to do a single crochet / long double crochet decrease. So again, this is written up at the top of your pattern, and it tells you to begin in the first single crochet of the working row, which is this stitch right here, and in the third single crochet 3 rows below. So that's the top row. Last time we had the white, and you can't really see under these stitches. You can a little bit if you wiggle them, but if you look, you'll see that this one is the third one right here. So we're going to start by do a single crochet in this first stitch, yarn over, pull through, stop there though, and then we're going to do the long double crochet part. Yarn over, insert hook from back to front in stitch indicated. So we're going to work around this, we're going to work in this stitch here. So you just insert your hook, grab your loop, pull it up. You've got 4 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over, pull through 2, then yarn over and pull through all 3. Then you're going to do a long double crochet in the next stitch as well. So yarn over, go right into that stitch, grab a loop, pull it up. Again, make sure you pull up to the level of the current row, yarn over, pull through 2, and then pull through 2. So these 2 spikes are kind of between our other sets of spikes. In the next 2 stitches, you'll do a single crochet each. Do a long double crochet in the 3rd stitch from previous long double crochet. And again, what that works out to be is this stitch where we did the 3 single crochets, we did that increase. So I'm going to yarn over, go into that stitch where we increased, work my long double crochet, do 3 single crochets in the next stitch, and then do a long double crochet in the same stitch where we just did the last one. So yarn over, go into that same stitch where we increased on the previous row, and do your long double. So those end up being between those 2 groups of long double crochets. Then just single crochet in the next 2. And then we're going to kind of start over. We'll do a long double crochet in the 3rd stitch from previous, which is going to be right here. So we're working in between these 2 sets. So if you just look, you can see there's 2 stitches there we can work in. So I'm not even going to bother counting. I just know that those are the 2 that are open and available to me. So those are the 2 I'm working in. So yarn over, make sure you pull it up. And then we're going to do, in the next one, we're going to start a long double crochet decrease. So remember, that's when we start like usual, pull it up, pull through the first 2, then we're going to skip 4 stitches. So if I count, I go 1, 2, 3, and then the 4th one there, again, it's the one just right on the other side of the previous long double crochets. It's open, it's ready, it's waiting. That's the one I'm going to work in. So I'll yarn over, go into that one, pull through 2, then I've got 3 loops, and I'll pull through all 3. Then we'll do a long double crochet in the next one. Again, it's right there, it's open, it's waiting. And you'll just repeat this all the way across, working up the side, increase there in the top, work down to your decrease down in the little valley, and continue working across. And then row 6 again is just going to be chain 1, turn, single crochet all the way across. Row 7 and 9 are very similar to rows 3 and 5. The order of the stitches will be a little bit different, but it's the same basic stitches. You've got your long double crochets, you'll have some decreases, and all of those instructions are written out at the beginning of the pattern. So you can continue working just the 2 colors like I've got here, here's that original sample again, what it would look like if you striped. And what this is so you keep the white all the way through, and you're changing your other color every 8 rows. So you work 2 rows of your contrasting color, 2 of your main, 2 of your contrasting, then 2 of your main, and that's your stripe. So lots of different color possibilities you can do with this. Guys, I hope this tutorial has been helpful to you. If you've got questions about this pattern, you can certainly ask them down in the comments. I'll do my best to help you out. I know it's a little more complicated than a lot of the ones we normally do. So I'll certainly do my best to help you out if I can. And down in the description, you will find the link to everything you'll need for this project. Thanks for watching.
So I'm going from this side to that side, and I'm going to pick up my yarn and draw that up and then finish my double crochet like. So if you do, let's say I've seen scarves made with only pulling 5 loops through, and they look amazing. They're really cute. They come out